Welcome to the Mom Owned and Operated podcast, the podcast about moms and for moms, where we have candid conversations about running a business, raising a family, and remembering ourselves. I'm your host, Rita Suzanne, a single mom of four, digital strategist, and provider of no-nonsense business strategies and tactics. Hi, this is Mom Owned and Operated. I am Rita Suzanne, and today I have my guest Christina with me. Christina, I am so excited to chat with you. Please tell everyone all about you, your business, and your family.
Wow, that's a long task.
That's a list.
My name is Christina Flach. I'm a celebrity makeup artist. I am the CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup, and I'm Too Busy Cosmetics and Skincare. I am a TV host on I'm Too Busy TV. I am a celebrity makeup artist, beauty expert on California Live on NBC. I'm a mother of five. I'm a philanthropist. I am a sepsis awareness advocate. And I think that is all my titles.
Wow, 5. You have your hands full. How
Yes,
old are your children?
Goodness. They're 30, 28, 23, and 17.
Wow.
Almost 18. Next month, 18.
Wow.
My baby's getting all big.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. So how long have you been doing makeup? First of all, you're gorgeous.
Well, you're very nice. I have been doing makeup my entire life. I was messing around with my family and friends and doing proms and weddings. And then, some photographers asked me to do some jobs. And then I miraculously got some things, in magazines. And so then I was very lucky to be getting an agent. And so that really changed the trajectory of my career, because then with the agents, I started working with different celebrities and TV and different fashion houses. So I didn't expect to do any of these things that I'm doing, which is kind of interesting. Most people kind of have a clue of what their career is going to be like, but I really didn't. It's just kind of one thing led to another, and a lot of uncomfortable situations, like, going in front of a camera was not ever something I wanted to do. So when I was asked by NBC to be a beauty expert, my first reaction was absolutely not. I like being behind the camera, not in front. But then, my friend was the host, and he's just said, look, this is everything and get comfortable being uncomfortable. You might be surprised what happens. And so after he said that, it really changed everything, because I thought it gave me so much confidence that I was able to do something that I really hesitated and was reluctant to do. So that's what I would advice I give to people is get comfortable being uncomfortable, because magical things will happen. Yeah, I think that a lot of mom business owners are fearful of, one, being on camera and doing things that maybe they're uncomfortable with. And so they get into that complacent area, especially in business. So what is how did you get into your makeup line? Like, how did that start? So that's an interesting question. So I was a mom of all these kids, and I was in a constant battle between my lip gloss and my tea or my water bottle. And I was not winning ever. So I thought there's got to be a lip gloss that, that can last more than 2 sips of tea. And I couldn't find one. And the ones that I found were drying and irritating to the skin. So I thought, okay, how hard can this be? I'll just create my own. Ignorance is, bliss, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So I found a beauty chemist, and we took over a year to formulate the lip gloss, the lip plumper, and the different colors and the texture and the whole thing. So, but I enjoyed every moment of the process. It was so much fun meeting with the chemist and learning, the science behind these different oils and different, products, different ingredients that are in the products. So I think that's a super important thing. Whatever business that you go, whatever endeavor, whatever business that you decide to go into it because you love it so much that you'll do it for free. And then you need to figure out how to get paid. But you're going to resent it. You're going to resent whatever business you're doing if you're just doing it for the money and you don't love it. Because as you know, everything takes much more time and much more money.
That's true. And as an addict to lip gloss and lip chapstick and everything, I literally have a little container over here with about 6 or 7
I love
chapsticks
that.
and lip glosses. And I'm a collector. I will try all the different kinds. I have them in my car, my purse, my desk,
I
like
love
my
it.
nightstand. They're everywhere. So I completely understand why you would say that, because if my lips don't have something on them, I just
Right? It feels
crazy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know if like it's weird. So I'm definitely going to have to check your stuff out, especially if it lasts longer than taking a sip.
Yes, it does. It does.
And so what is it called again? You say
Pretty Girl. So you go to prettygirlmakeup.com and we're offering a 25% discount code with Pretty Girl as the special word.
As the coupon code. Yeah, I love
Yes.
it. Okay, so what is your biggest source of revenue and how did you get to that point? Like, how did you get there?
Well, it fluctuates a lot.
Mhm.
The lip gloss. So the lip gloss and the lip plumper. The lip plumper has sold out. So we're just have lip gloss right now with Pretty Girl, but I'm too busy for skincare. And so I started this brand because I have heard for years and years and years, all my clients saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what products I actually need. I go to the department store or wherever they get their makeup, and they're sold a bunch of things that they don't need. They're not appropriate for their lifestyle and that they don't know how to use. They're not a makeup artist. They don't have, a typical person, a mom or CEO or executive does not have time to contour, bake, and do all these different things. So I just thought, how are you going to get brand loyalty if you're selling your customers things that, sit in a box or sit in their makeup drawer?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people come to me with all these products. Oh, well, I'm going to use it one day. You're never going to use it. If you're not using it, you're not going to use it. So what I, urge people to do with all the makeup, with the gift with purchases that we all love, is put them a little gift bag together and give it to a friend or a neighbor who will use it. That's the right color. So you don't just have this stuff sitting there wasted. So we're in the midst of fundraising right now for I'm Too Busy, but we're doing, there's going to be something for brows, concealer, eyeshadows, eyeliner, mascara, cheek, and lip, and that's it. I just want people to be able to look like the best versions of themselves quickly and easily. And then regarding the skincare line, again, people they have such good intentions and they buy all these beautiful, very expensive skincare lines that they don't use consistently. So they don't work. So I want there to be a 3-step process for men and women to use to, have beautiful skin. So again, I worked with this amazing chemist in New York, Steve Cochran, and he is the one that developed for Urban Decay the setting spray. He's a genius. And so he said, let's do something interesting with this 3-step process. And he said, so tell me, what do you do first thing in the morning? And I said, splashing my face with water. And he said, wrong. He goes, do you drink the water that you splash your face with? And I said, no. And he goes, so why would you put it on your skin? I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, he said, look, we're going to put a barrier up before you put the water on your skin. So we're going to put on the cleanser and the moisturizer, put it on your face as a shield, and then put on the water. And so, because oftentimes, and you can think about this, you go into the pool or you go in the water, there's minerals, there's chlorine, all these things in the water, and then your skin feels tight and it shows fine lines and wrinkles, and it's really not good for your skin. So we've done that. And then the third step is a protectant of, protecting like a vitamin C serum. So that is what we're doing with that.
Oh, I love that. So one of the things that I love to talk about is, what is a financial lesson that you can share with other mom business owners that you've learned along the way in your journey?
Well, I think the first thing is I did not do this. So do as I say, not as I do, but I've, obviously since beginning of I do this now, I did not have a business plan. I had no idea what one was. The thought of it terrified me. I just had an American Express. I was self-funded and I just went along that way. I think it's important to get a partner that, if you're a creative, find someone that has a business brain, that has experience in this, because there's so many things that you don't know that need to be done from a tax perspective, from a way of getting funding. There's all these things. You can't know everything. And so I think the biggest lesson a CEO can learn and know is hire the best people you can. Take your time to make sure, don't rush through the hiring process. Make sure that they have the same work ethic you do, the same morals that you do, because you're going to be working closely with these people. They're going to be representing you, and you want to make sure that they are going to fit. And let the people, not to micromanage. That's one thing that I really don't do with my team. I don't sit and tell them, okay, do this. Oh, let me check it. And then I don't do that. I'm like, this is what I need done. Do it, show me what it is. And I let them have freedom, because I think people are happy when you give them an open door policy of telling you some great ideas they have. I can't think of everything, I really can't. I'm trying to do a million things, but I can't. So if someone comes in with a great idea, I am so happy to listen and let's do it. So I think it makes for an environment where people are happy to be there because they feel like they're heard. They feel that they have freedom to do their job at a really high level without someone like me that, like, I don't know how to do all this tech stuff. So I have no business telling anyone, oh no, you need to do it like this. Like, that would be a waste of everyone's time. So I think that's a big deal. It's important. And then also asking for advice from people that are in your industry and not in your industry, other CEOs, other executives. Ask them. People are so, and that's one thing because I still am a makeup artist. I love being a makeup artist. So I'm really blessed that I get to work with all these amazing people. I have Jamie Dimond, who's, head of JP Morgan, Maria Bartolomeo from Fox. So I am very blessed that I get to hear all these amazingly brilliant people talk about business and different things that are going on in the world, because it's just like an education for me. And so it also enables me to ask them questions. And you would be shocked how generous and kind and willing people are to help you. So don't be ashamed or embarrassed. Ask people. I mean, people come and ask me things, and I'm more than happy to share any knowledge or contacts that I have with people. So I think those are really important things to keep in mind.
Yeah, I love that, because I think that I love diving into other people's businesses, obviously, right? Because I want to get an insight to how things are working for you and what is actually going well in your business. And I think that it's important to see not just what's going well, but maybe the things that have not gone well. So have there been any mistakes that you've made specifically in your marketing that maybe were not so great that you would share with everybody?
Oh, absolutely. My God, do you have an hour and a half? You can have the best of intentions and think, like, especially in the beauty industry, it is so competitive and so erratic and changing every second. Mm-hmm. Something that you're like, sure is going to work. For example, I advertised in InStyle magazine once because I'm like, oh, at that time, that was like, everyone read that magazine. I sold nothing. I was waiting by my, fax machine at the time, because that's how orders would come in.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. So it's really hard to know what is going to work. And a lot of it is luck, I have to tell you, because I have a publicist and she would get me into all these amazing People magazine, Vogue, Us magazine. And then I got into this little magazine in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that the article was 4 lines. I sold more lip gloss in that 1 week period than I sold in 2 quarters. So you just never know. You don't know. And I wish I could be more like, I don't know. I have kind of a problem paying some influencer some exorbitant sum of money. I don't know if I'm going to get it back. Right. So a lot of it is you can hope, but you keep throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Yeah, because one of the interviews that I did yesterday, we were talking about, how people are always claiming to understand or have figured out the algorithm, and how, like, I'll teach you how to do the algorithm or this or that, and, how to really master the whole thing. But really, they really don't know.
Algorithms are constantly changing. And
Right.
that I know for a fact. So as soon as you
Exactly.
think you figured it out,
It's going
it's
to change.
changed. It's going to change. So thinking that you've got it figured out,
Yeah.
you have for a few days or a week, but it's
Right.
going to change. That's the one thing you have to learn to pivot. And I don't believe in failure.
Yeah.
I don't believe there are failures. The only
Yeah.
failure is not, and I take away the word trying, execute. So I prefer to use executing. I prefer to say, I'm going to execute this plan. Trying gives you wiggle room to go, oh, well, I tried.
Yeah.
You didn't really
With
try.
very little effort. Right.
Yeah. So I remove try, and I also remove failure out of my vocabulary. There is no failure. I am doing everything I can to make this successful. And sometimes there's always going to be a bump.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's going to be a huge bump, and you just have to pivot. And sometimes, no, I used to think, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? It's not. Sometimes it's happening for you. Sometimes it is like, this, you need to just turn left instead of right. It wasn't a failure. It was, oh, wow, I did learn. I mean, you always learn something from every experience, but, and I don't harp on things that didn't work. It's like, okay, well, we tried our best with the knowledge we had at the time. That's what we decided to do. So I just feel like if you can just know the only failure is sitting there talking about something that you're thinking about doing and never doing it, and take the first step, do it. It'll take all that. Oh gosh, I don't have to be, people sit and worry. Oh my God, it's not going to work. Don't stop overthinking. Just do one thing. It'll lead to the next thing, or it'll lead to something else. So I've had things happen to me, like the NBC thing where I've been on, as a beauty expert for the last few years. I'm on it like 3 to 4 times a month. I got this opportunity. Yesterday was my first show. I started a new TV show. This company in New York called me, Bold Brave TV, and they asked me to host my own show, which again, I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
And so they're like, look, and this was funny because they said, well, our algorithm says that for your age demographic, you know what you're doing, and a lot of people like you, so we want you. And I'm just like, an algorithm. So I'm just laughing that I popped up in an algorithm, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's working for you,
Yes. Well, sometimes it works for me, but so anyway, yesterday was my first show as a host, and it's a TV show. It's on YouTube. It's on all the different platforms. And yesterday I interviewed one of my dearest friends, who is this amazing philanthropist, and she's a mom. She's she's a CEO. She's all these amazing things. So I wanted to start this thing because I was really uncomfortable, because it's hard. Like, I have sponsors, so I have to go to commercial break, and we have 4 15-minute segments. That's a long time to be chatting with someone, even someone that I know really, really well. You have to ask questions and that pertain to this. And so, have images up. So it was, I have a producer that's doing everything in New York while I'm doing the show. So it was really intimidating, but I survived, and it wasn't nearly as bad as the craziness that I made up in my head, that like, oh my God, this is going to be like disaster. So I feel like so much better and comfortable and confident after that first show's over.
It's just like, the more that you do it, the easier it'll become. And I always tell this story about the first time that I ever did a live video. It was through that app Periscope. And so this was 10 years ago. My coach had challenged me, oh, we're going to get on Periscope. And I'm an introvert. I'm scared to death. And she says, no, we're going to do it. She's an introvert as well. And so we're going to do it. And it's going to be challenging. And I swear to you, my heart was beating. I thought I was going to pass out.
I know. I know that
But, you know,
feeling. You're just ready to, you think you're having a heart attack.
yes, it was the worst. It was the worst. But now I'm perfectly fine with it, but again, it's been 10 years and, so the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. And I think that goes to your point of just facing your fears and just going for it and just understanding that, I heard this thing one time and I always keep it with me that, no matter what happens to you, whether it's good or it's bad, there's always a lesson, right? So it's always for your betterment. It's always for your benefit, for your betterment. And you just have to sit there and figure out what the lesson is. And I think that's where people go wrong. They think that they're being punished or something, and they're not.
No, I completely agree. It's happening for you, not to you.
Yes.
And I think also, I mean, just look at the confidence you have speaking in public. Speaking in public is terrifying for almost everyone. We can sit and chat when we're in class or with our friends, but when there's a camera on you, especially my show's live, it's a live show. So there's no buffer of, like, it's like when I go on NBC and I do a live segment, it's terrifying because this is a major network. And if I mess it up, it's messed up.
There's no edits.
No. So it's so much easier. Like when we tape a segment, we have a couple hours to do like a 6 or 8 minute segment. It's so great because if I mess up or my partner Berlin messes up, which he rarely does, it's more me, but like we'll start laughing or something, we can start over. So it's, live TV is not forgiving, but, actually doing all these podcasts over the last 6 years has really helped me being able to speak comfortably in front of a camera. So all these things actually led up to me being able to do my own show, which was not something I expected to do. So I think being open is super important to opportunities. My agents will call, with a job or something, and I always answer the phone, yes, I'll do it. And they're like, you don't even know what it is. I'm like, doesn't matter, I'll do it.
Right.
Because even if it's not a well-paying job, so like magazines, which I always want to do a magazine because you want a tear sheet for your book, it's like a big deal. They don't pay very well, which is fine. I don't care. I did Rita Moreno for People magazine. I would have paid People magazine to let me do her makeup, right? So I think, getting in with a new team of producers or photographers or stylists, you do a good job. Maybe you don't get paid your full normal day rate, but you do a good job. They're going to hire you back. You're on time, you do a good job, and you're not a pain in the ass. They will call you back. The hardest thing is getting in. I started working with Fox, Food Network, Bloomberg, all these different networks. The hardest part, honestly, was getting in because you have to do all this paperwork, all this vetting and all this stuff. And once you're in, which is nice.
So more so it's about creating those connections and in really like developing those and just maintaining them so that you are.
I check in with different people I work with, but also I thank them. When I leave for the day, first of all, when I get there, I'm like, wow, thank you so much for having me today. And at the end of the day, I thank them again. They don't need to hire me. There's a million makeup artists in the world, but I know that I go the extra 25 miles. I tend to my clients. I make sure that they're happy, that they have water, something to eat. I, give them space. I give them, I really take care of them. And also when I'm working on a show or a team, I'll help the lighting guy or I'll do whatever needs to be done. I don't think I'm above anything, even after all these years and all the, successes I've had. I am a very grateful and humble person. And I don't think I'm better than anyone on the set at all. So I think because I'm not difficult, that's another one of the reasons I get hired.
I'm sure that speaks volumes. So, and so I feel like because you have a publicist and you have an agent, they do most of your marketing for you. So you're not necessary, and then you're building the relationship. So that's probably the aspect of entails kind of like your marketing strategy. Or am I incorrect? Do you have another marketing strategy, or
there's more.
There's more.
So
okay,
I have two assistants. I have one that pretty much does all my bookings for podcasts and article. I'm also a writer. I write a lot of beauty articles as well.
Nice.
So that's Maya, and she does all that stuff. And then I have Avery, who is in charge of all the social media and the marketing and the websites and, getting stuff on YouTube and the articles we do a blog on the website. We get all the videos from different TV shows I'm on, put it on the website. You cannot get lackadaisical with a portfolio as a makeup artist. It constantly needs to get updated. If I do a shoot, I have to keep track of who that celebrity was or who that client was, because if there's anything out in the world, I want to get that image. So I need to get it to all three of my agents. I have to get it to Avery to put on, ChristinaFlach.com, which is my personal website, a portfolio. So it's a lot of work. I will have Avery, she'll send out, a couple times a month to different event coordinators, hotel, everything. We are constantly coming up with an email blast of current work, things that we've done, articles I've written, TV shows I'm on, to keep the money flowing in. So it's a constant thing between, getting press for the makeup line and then getting press for me. So it's kind of like two businesses.
I think what is most important is that people hear that you have a team and that you trust other people to help you with all of the things that you have to do. And that is the most important, because I find a lot of mom business owners are resistant to delegating. And so that again goes to your point that you mentioned earlier: delegate, do not micromanage. And I believe in delegating early and delegating
Definitely.
quickly, especially if you're trying to scale and grow your business, because you can delegate and then that way you can focus on the generating the sales and the leads that you need in order to grow.
I think that's where business owners, get into trouble. They're control freaks, and you can't control everything. And you should be focusing. Like, I know I'm really good at creating products. I'm good at, I know what my skills are, but I also know what my weaknesses are. And it's not worth my time to be focused on something that I have no idea how to build a website. It's not worth the time and effort. So I let Avery, I just let her do whatever. And she feels good about it because she's,
That's her thing.
She's being respected, and I praise her. And I think I'm a pretty easy person to work for. I'm very positive. I don't get mad very often. I'm not gonna say I don't get mad ever, but when I do, it's bad. If it's gotten to the point where I'm about to erupt, it's really bad. And the only things that really will irritate the hell out of me are someone not telling me the truth. I don't care if you make a mistake. We all make them. It's not a big deal. But come to me ahead of time and just tell me, like, oh gosh, I made a mistake. Because I have to do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, my assistant Maya is amazing. And I know it drives her crazy when I'm like, oh, I have a shoot. Oh, I forgot I have an appointment, even though she scheduled me something. And so I really try to be respectful to her. And I also praise her and thank her for all that she does. And because I couldn't do all the things I do without my team. I mean, there's no way that I could do all of this stuff. It's impossible. And so I am really grateful for the amazing team that I have. And they're very special, and they're really hardworking, and they're very loyal. And I love them all.
Yay. Okay, so let's pivot a little as we kind of wrap up, and let's talk about your favorite. Do you have any favorite tools, apps, software, anything that you use that kind of makes your life, your day easier to run your business?
Let's see. There's Calendly. I do that. We use that. What other? Diptych. I use that a lot for. We use that a lot for creating images or video out of pictures. So the algorithm at the moment likes video more than still pictures on, Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So you can make them with that. You can add music. So that one I really like a lot. And then, I use the Dropbox all the time for images. I just need to with my business, with my clients and that. So those are two major ones that I use. But
I've
I'm
never
trying to
heard
think
of
of
diptych. I'm going to have to check it
diptych,
out.
DIPTICK. Yeah, it's great. It is really a good one. You can add 10 different images and it'll turn it into a video. It'll move. So, the algorithm likes that. So,
yeah, that's great. Okay, so are you currently reading or listening to anything right now that you want to share? It doesn't have to be business related, but do you read or listen
I'm
to
a
any
total nerd. I am a total nerd and I love to read. So, at night when I get into bed, I can't wait to go read my book. So right now I'm reading, I think, the 4th book by Kevin Kwan, the guy that wrote Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, okay.
So he has a new book out that I'm devouring and I love. So I love to read. I just think it's such a nice way to end the day. I don't sleep fantastically all the time. So I wake up in the middle of the night. I read on an iPad so I can turn off the light. So it's in the dark. So it doesn't, I just want it to put me back to sleep. So I do that. I also do a meditation app. The Breathe app. I will do that. I'll do meditation apps. I think those are really good to center yourself and just keep a clear head. So I think, all these things, I think, self-care is not selfish. It just enables you to be a better version of you, a better everything. I think it's important to get enough rest, to exercise, drink a lot of water, eat well, not a lot of sugar. I take supplements, I drink green juice, and I exercise. And those are those are have-tos every day. I either go to yoga, Pilates, go for a hike, lift weights, go play golf, something, because those are the things that make me, because my job is physical. If I'm on a shoot, I'm on my feet all day and I'm running around. So I really need to be in good shape. And also I cannot go on TV or a podcast like this talking about beauty and wellness if I look like a disheveled mess. So I can't, I want to inspire people to be the best versions of themselves. So, exercise and rest and eating well and being grateful and happy and laughing, just enjoy life. You have the life. I truly believe that you have the life that you decide to have. If you want to be happy and laugh and be successful, all those things, these are all possibilities that can happen, but you have to just decide. It's not, things are going to change, and just know nothing's going to stay the same. So if you can get used to constant change, you're going to be happy. Just know you have to pivot sometimes. Everything will work out. Always. It always does.
I love that. So you answered my last question, which was about self-care already. So we did that. So tell everyone where they can find you. Where are you at?
You can find me on ChristinaFlach.com. I'm Too Busy TV, Pretty Girl Makeup, and I'm Too Busy.com as well. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, X. Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you.
So nice to meet you.
And there you have it. I want to encourage you to remember that being a mom who runs her own business is not easy. We all struggle, but just keep moving forward and don't forget to make time for yourself. As moms, we are usually the first thing to go to the bottom of the list. If your business is overwhelming you and you need real solutions, not just some sugar-coated suggestions, apply to work with me at ritasuzanne.com/apply.